holy book is like an ocean. For how deep you are going in the ocean, you get more stuff, more, you learn more, It never ends. My name is Raj Singh Toor, and I came in Canada in 1983. I was born in Punjab, India, and so I was 18 years old when I came here in Canada.
My name is Tanjot Kaur Gill. I study applied animal bio at UBC.
My name is Warren Singh. I was born in 1940 in India and migrated to this country in 1975. And I worked here for 5 years in the Guru Nanak Sikh Temple, Surrey, as a priest.
I think how I learned about Sikhism, it's kind of all over the place. Like, my mom used to tell me a lot of the stories, like especially in relation to the gurus, like more specifically like Guru Gobind Singh. It's kind of wishy-washy in the other gurus. I honestly only ever really learned about Guru Nanak and Guru Gobind Singh Ji from my parents, but and in terms of like the principles and stuff like that, I learned it more so from like Gurmat camps that used to happen when I was like a teen, and like the Sunday schools that I used to go to. That's when they actually kind of like lay it out for you. And even in India, we used to have ragis that would come and actually teach us how to play the harmonium, and it was them who would kind of like tell us stories here and there. But yeah, it was like it was all over the place, and I think even to this day, like my knowledge of Sikh history is just very bad, and it should be like much better. And I think it's weird because like my parents are super strict, but they never actually took the time to teach me the history entirely.
And I learned from my parents about the religious, and also when I go to the I read the my prayer, I learn from that, from the prayers. And also when I went to the temple there, of course the priest and we learn from the priest Granthi Sahib, and also there is a holy book, and they read the holy book and they explain them what's written in there. We learn from there, and they do the kirtan there, and learn from the kirtan, yeah.
Actually, when I got the education in high school, and it was religious school, Khalsa school, that means Sikh school. My environment at my home was according to Hindu rituals. But in Khalsa school, I got different language, which created conflict in my mind. Which way I should follow? Should I continue to follow my old rituals, or should I get rid of those rituals and adopt the new ideas from the Sikhism? But finally, because I trusted the teacher, whatever he was teaching me, I trusted him. I had full faith in my teacher. Therefore, I adopted the Sikh way of life in the school. And I started to do practice of the Sikh faith at the very beginning, when I was just only, as I remember, 10 years old.
Gurmukhi aspect of it was a barrier. I can read Gurmukhi, but it's just so hard to understand. My dad would sit us down and be like, read this passage. And he's like, what do you think it means? I'd be like, I have no idea, Dad. And then he would somehow try to explain it to us, but I guess like because there was no system, there was no like way of like proper teaching. Like the Gurmat camps that I used to go to, it wasn't like a proofread of the entire Guru Granth Sahib, it was just nitbits here and there. And they only more so taught us how to read Punjabi, but when it actually comes to understanding it, for some reason like there was that disconnect, or I found it really hard to actually learn how to apply it to reading the Guru Granth Sahib.
The first challenge is the language. Very difficult to understand Guru Granth Sahib if you do not need the real language in which it has been written. And for that purpose, Gurdwaras, they provided help. They arranged some classes, so it made progress. But still, majority of the children, we have difficulty to teach them these days in Punjabi language. It's very difficult for them to understand.
Guru Granth Sahib in the Punjabi, and if you read really carefully, and you do understand what's written in there. Language is because because I know Punjabi, and Guru Granth Sahib Ji in the Punjabi language, and language is not a problem.
The new age, or which we call computer age. Children who are using the computer help, it's also good for them because in computer there are so many websites where you can learn your own faith also.
Kids learn from those Sikh religious website, a more about the religious online, and even the you can online you can our Golden Temple and their daily prayers, morning prayers, afternoon prayers online, and also even the TV, you can a live program from, you can see live program from the Golden Temple, and any question you can Google it over the religious, the answer will be there. So the kids are learning more from online about the religious a lot. Yeah.
Technology has made it so easy that, if there's something that I don't understand, like I can just go online on a website and find the translation right there. Especially if I want to listen to Kirtan, I can listen to the Kirtan that's happening in Darbar Sahib in my own room. That's so cool. So I think it's sort of created a way in integrating the Sikh community in a way that, any religion, right? Any religious group, it just brings them closer together onto this online community, which makes it much, much easier to get access to a lot of religious texts and meanings and stuff like that. So I'm really helpful, because otherwise I'd have to go to a local library in a Gurdwara to find translations, and that would be 10 times harder.
So this is the story. At the beginning, I had so many problems. There was not good relationship with me and with my father. And my father kicked me out from the home, and I left the home at the age of 16 and got my own education from my own efforts. But my father did not accept me for so many years. In the schools, we were treated so badly. And our children, when they had the turban or the patka on their head, the teachers, even they were so ignorant. They sent the letters to the parents and cut their hair because there's a big problem in the school. Other children are bullying them. To solve this problem, many parents, they were cutting the hair and sent their children back to the school. But I just solved this problem when I approached the principals and the teachers concerned and explained them. And this problem was solved in my school, where my children were going. So there was a big change, but I cannot say 100% change. Still, Canadian society is also dominated Christian society. So therefore, still internally discrimination is there.
When I lived in California, I guess that's when things got a little difficult. Not so much for me, but actually for my brother. Because he was expected to have a patka, which is guys tie up their long hair and they have a covering on top. So for him, it was, for me, I just had to keep my hair long and braid it, which girls normally do, so it wasn't that much of a surprise to, I guess, people in the city that we lived in Sacramento. But for my brother, it was really hard. I remember, he'd come home and he'd have people would ask him questions just out of sheer curiosity, why do you have that on your head? Or sometimes people would pass mean comments. So there was a lot of insensitivity, just because I'm assuming people just did not know.
Children, they learn from the parents, grandparents, and also my kids, they went to the Khalsa school in Surrey here. They learn from the teachers there too, and they have a academic, and also they have a religious class too, and they learn from the school too, from the religious class. Yes, they learn from the teachers, religious teacher.
So we teach them the values of all these articles of faith, and plus the turban, and what is the benefit of getting up early in the morning, reading hymns in the morning and the evening. We told them to follow all these instructions and practice them every day and read the hymns and understand what the meaning is. And sometimes we exchange their meanings with each other also. So these things are practically done at home.
What my parents are trying to do is that they were more so fixated on routine and practice as opposed to teaching me the meaning behind things or why things the way they are. Because they used to do it, and I guess they had an understanding, but when it came to us, for some reason, they just totally forgot to tell us, you know. I think I wouldn't like go about it in such a forceful, like I would love to have my kids raised as Sikh because I think it is a beautiful religion and a lot of things it offers is absolutely amazing. I wouldn't go about the forcing that my parents did. I don't think, even when you're a young kid, like you don't really understand things too much, to be honest, so you just like go about it. It's like, yeah, okay, mom's forcing me to go to the temple, like I'll go. But I think I would like to expose them to the religion just so that they know that it's an outlet. But I think that's as far as I'd go. So I think I would love to take more of a laid back approach for sure.